All right, it's spring 2024 and turkey season's almost here. What that means for us is a turkey decoy comparison video. And on the table, we're doing hens today. We had a new turkey decoy over here on the left side of your screen added. We'll talk about that in a second. So we wanted to do another comparison talking about 4 of the more premium hen turkey decoys that are offered. We offer more turkey decoys, but these all kind of fit a certain premium side of things that are all molded, hard-bodied kind of style. Starting to the right side of your screen, I have the Higdon. This is the feeder, the hard-body feeder hen turkey decoy, and all these decoys, besides the last one, have some other variations of feeding, breeding, lay down, mating. Like we'll go over that as we can.
Lots of options.
We can remember everything there.
Yeah.
So I believe we talked about the first. We has 3 variations. We have a feeding, an upright, and a lay down.
Feeding, upright, and lay down.
Okay.
This one actually comes in a combo as well, and this is what
combo.
they would call their feeding hen. Really low head. It's not the like traditional feeding style where it's way down.
This is kind of the position it is once you stake it down.
Yeah.
The head's lower than the back.
Yeah.
So it's kind of got that feeding, searching look to it.
Yeah. Super light decoy.
Yeah.
Higdons are always super light decoys. They do the hyper feathering detail like they do on their waterfowl decoys as well.
Yeah.
And their stake system has kind of a small cone shape to it, so you get some left, right. You'll get some super slight wobble. Not a ton, but a little bit.
And the left to right, the circular motion is great.
Yep.
And the stake store is right there. They have their own little slot for it.
Yep.
I actually think this is one of the smaller hens that we have on the table, if that matters to you. But it's got legs that are foldable on it, and they got a nice little paint job, and they're kind of molded like a leg, but they're still like a cone. But I think they look realistic for sure. But yeah, you can see that feathering detail. It's from a ways out. Looks good. So I didn't check all the pricing on these. Is this on the lower side of all of them? Probably a little bit.
Yeah, it might be on the not much. As we go across the table,
I think it goes up from here.
It'll kind of go up from there, but still a premium decoy.
Yeah.
I would put it
hard
in
body
the premium market.
I can knock on it. It doesn't flex a ton. It gives a little bit. And Higdon's known for their paint. It definitely holds up really well.
Yes.
And then this is the feeder like we talked about. They have an upright, which would be similar to some of these others. And then they have a lay down hen that's flat on the bottom, sits down. And that also gets paired with like a Jake too on a combo pack. So there's the Higdon feeding hen, hard body turkey decoy. So we got next, Pat.
Yeah, next is the Avian-X HDR, and this one here is the feeding hen. This actually comes in 2 different styles. So the one I have here is the feeding. They also do an HDR hen as well in the upright position.
It's more of a mid upright position, not super tall or anything.
Yeah, just like a walking style. The detail they put into this, so kind of what sets this one apart. One, they do a little curve to the neck, so that's different. Of all the decoys we have up here, Avian-X also does a flocked tail, small flocking, kind of a brownish tint to it on their hen as well. They do very detailed legs. And they have a stake system as well, which is attached underneath. On the Avian-X, on their movement, you're going to get left, right only. They don't really do a cone.
Yeah, if you can see there.
So that would be something that's different from the previous one we just looked at, and all the others.
So it is blow molded. It's kind of that EVA though, so it's you can kind of take a beating in a bag or thrown around in the bed of a truck kind of thing. These are very durable decoys, great looking carve. I think the feeding hen looks sweet for sure. Good looking legs, flocking, awesome looking decoy.
And most of these across the board, I mean, there'll be slight differences, but all the heads have the grayish with the pink coloration to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There'll be some slight
And you guys should be able
differences,
to
but
see that in the camera. And we're talking HDRs here only, so these are blow molded, no bladder. If you're familiar with Avian-X, you might have seen the LCD options,
Yeah.
which have a bladder that you can actually inflate, leave inflated, collapse them if you want. And there's more variations on the LCD side. You're talking laydowns and feeders and breeders and
Yeah.
uprights and stuff. So
All
this has
sorts.
2 options. The LCDs have 4 or 5.
yes.
So, yeah.
That's a good looking decoy, and that's
For
the
sure.
Avian-X HDR feeder.
Feeder. Yep. And then we got next.
Next is the Dave Smith upright hen. As you all know, Dave Smith uses, if you don't know, but they use an ACE technology, so it gives it some weight, but it also gives it super good durability, almost like the self-healing process.
Yeah, so that's the foam plastic they use is that ACE stuff. So it's semi flexible. You can flex it on the side there, but it's a very dense foam that kind of self heals. So we talked about when we talked about the Jakes as well. These things can take an arrow, they can take a shotgun pattern and still keep on going without really not very noticeable. Like the plastic's going to heal in on itself a little bit, and you can still run these for a long time. So
Yep.
don't worry about waiting for the turkey. If he's trying to make a slip on you and he's right in front of a hen, just let her go. You know.
Let it rip. They do a stake system as well. It's underneath that comes with a grommet, so you can adjust the height on that stake. You can move it up or down.
If you need to get it above the grass a little bit so it's more visible, or you want to keep it low for more, you maybe trying to do a breeder style.
Yeah, you could get it real low.
Yeah.
And then you'll notice on all 4 of these, this one, they don't do legs, just like the little nubs underneath, but they don't do the full leg coming down.
And going back to the stake, it is a metal stake, where the others we're talking about today are fiber rod.
Yeah.
So
You can see that piece I was talking about, but you can move that up or down.
So, and they also have multiple variations of their hen. They have a mating hen, which is a laydown, so that means it's flat on its belly, and you usually use that in combo with a Jake decoy, and they actually sell that as a pair.
Yep.
And then they have, this is the upright, they have a feeding hen, and they have the leading hen.
Leading hen.
The leading hen, we've kind of talked about, it's a walking / maybe breeder look.
Yeah.
The head's lower and kind of forward. You know, we don't have that one on the table with us, but if you would have mounted that one low, it might have a breeder look to it.
Yeah.
But other than that, it looks
You kind
like
of envision
Yeah.
a hen out in the field just
But yeah, at the
cruising
same time, it's just cruising. It's maybe walking away. It could get that tom stirred up and want to chase it down, you know, because it's maybe potentially walking in somewhere where he's not.
Yeah.
So, great decoys, made in the USA. Did we talk about that yet?
Made in the USA.
Yep, out in Oregon. So these are molded in the States and painted in the States. I mean, there are people who are moving around shift stations painting these decoys. All these, I mean, you can see all these little lines back here, I think are airbrushed by hand. A lot of that in here is done that way. And then there's probably some stencil work on top of that. But a lot of cool things about this hen turkey.
A lot of detail goes into the Dave Smith decoy, for sure.
All right.
And then that stake will go right back in there for storage, so as with all of these. And what brings us to why we need to do a decoy comparison again is Final Approach added in a hen decoy
To pair with their
this
Jake.
year to pair with their Jake. So this is from Final Approach. This is their new turkey decoy for spring 2024.
Let's call it the live breeding hen or breeder hen, one of those two, but it's kind of a walking breeder look to it. You can push your stake down pretty low and set this up with a Jake, or you can set it alone. Blow molded as well, like the Avian-X. It's got that soft body. just good looking decoy. I think it's the widest one, don't you think?
Yep.
Maybe
Just
wider.
another unique position. Yep, a little bit wider body. If you're familiar with some of their lesser full bodies on the waterfowl side, but they use a cone style stake system, but that'll give you left, right, and then you can kind of see how much wobble you can get. So you can get a lot of movement as that's going around. So, and then there is kind of these little notches in there, but are stoppers, so it won't just spin 360 on you out in the field and look kind of funny doing that. So
it's got molded legs that are molded after a real turkey leg. Just overall, they did a good paint job, good coloring, I think. So they definitely put it up there with the best of them as far as a Hen Turkey Decoy.
yeah, they even detailed all the way down the legs. Yeah, it's a great job. But
So
just another addition to that premium Hen Decoy lineup.
in the mid price, I mean, Dave Smith being made in the United States is going to be in the high end, but it's not unreasonable. And then the HDRs and the FAs are going to be similar priced, somewhere in the middle there. And I think the Higdon's at the lower end of there, more affordable, but still a great decoy.
Oh yeah,
But-
for sure.
Weight on these, just for fun, we'll weigh these here. So 1.46, a pound and a half. That's what the Higdon's going to weigh.
Higdon,
Let's go with,
let's do
pull that up,
this is the final approach.
2.1, just over 2 pounds. This one's actually too flat, 2 pounds.
Flat.
So the FA and
They're
the
identical.
Avian-X are so close, but the Avian-X is so just a tiny bit under that. 2.6.
2.6. So
Yeah.
it's really not that bad. Not much more than the Higdon.
There's the weight rating.
Yeah. But great additions to anybody's spread. So Dave Smith final approach, the HDR from Avian-X, and then that hard body decoy from Higdon.
I think Higdon will put the links below the video. You can
Okay.
go check them out on our website. Also, guys, leave a comment on what's your favorite one. What have you used in the past? What do you think of the new FA addition to the turkey lineup? We'd love to see the comments. Love to interact with that.
If you want to learn more about these, head on over to rogersportinggoods.com and check them out and enjoy the upcoming spring 2024 season.